Welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. The 3 keys to your success is just moments away. Here's your host, Brian Kelly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. Oh my goodness, I am loving life being quarantined, held up in my home, because I have to tell you, I'm getting more done now than I ever did in the past. And I get to meet up with and talk to amazing people like the special guest you are about to meet. She is an amazing, talented young woman. I cannot wait to share her with you. Her name is Kelly Noble Mirabella, and she's coming on very, very soon. The Mind Body Business Show, what is that all about? Well, in my 55 years on this planet, I studied, in the last decade or so, I studied only successful people. I said, what makes them tick? How do they become so successful? And so I'm talking about people that I know personally, mentors of mine. I'm talking about folks that I've shared the stage with, that I began studying. I'm talking about authors of books that I've never met, those that have achieved success. And what I found in those 10 years or so of studying is that 3 patterns kept cropping up over and over and over. And you might have guessed what those 3 patterns are. They're to my right and to my left, just as a hint. That is the mind and body and business. And mind being mindset, a powerful, flexible, unstoppable mindset that's very flexible. That's the key, is a flexible mindset. And you can really achieve greatness by learning a science known as NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming for short, for long. And body. Body is all about exactly that, taking care of your body, both inside and out. That is exercising on a regular basis and eating and drinking nutritious food and liquid. And these are the 2 things of the 3 already that these very successful people had mastered. And then there's business. And business, as you all know, that's multifaceted. That includes things like sales, marketing, systematizing, scaling, and leadership. And thankfully, for the last one there that I mentioned, leadership, that you do not have to master all of those areas of business yourself, because if you did, it would take your entire life. It would be difficult. And the cool thing is if you master leadership, then you are able to bring in the talent and scale your business, bring in those that have those skill sets that you may not have, nor have the time to develop. And that's the beauty of it. So these 3 areas are where most of, or all of these successful people landed and had mastered all 3. It's like a tripod. If one of those 3 is weak, and one leg is knocked away, what happens to the tripod? It falls over, it tumbles. And so when you master all 3, then you have really, really great chances for success. And I'm so excited because our special guest expert who's coming on has done just that, mastered all 3. And another wonderful thing that I learned about successful entrepreneurs is they all, to a person, were very, very avid readers of books. And with that, I would like to segue very quickly over to a short segment I affectionately call Bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by reachyourpeaklibrary.com.
Yes, there you see it, reachyourpeaklibrary.com. And real quick, please stay with us. When you see and hear resources such as these, like a web address, just get out that old-fashioned thing, you know what it's called, paper, and maybe that instrument called a pen. You remember those? Way back from the old days. And just write all this down. And the thing is, when you write things down, they commit to memory deeper. It's proven fact. Also, it keeps you from wanting to go to another tab on your browser and check it out. Here's the thing, and I'm very serious about this for you. This is for you that are watching and listening, is that the magic happens in the room. And Kelly is coming on here right after this segment. She's coming on and she's going to be spilling oodles of value. And if you were to divert your attention just for a microsecond and typing in a URL and running off to check it out, well, then you might miss the one piece of magic that could have transformed your life forever. And I'm not kidding about this. Do not take this lightly, please. I've seen it time and time again, speaking from stage, getting to the juicy part and seeing someone get up and walk out because they had to use the restroom or that important phone call came in. So do what you can to stay focused, stay with us. I take notes literally on the show, and I'm running the whole thing. So if I can do it, I know you can too. So if you don't have a pencil or paper or anything to write on, grab it now or open your notepad in your computer and get ready to get busy, because Kelly is going to bring it. I know it. She's a high energy individual and she's amazing. Reach Your Peak Library really quick, and then we're going to get to Kelly. Reach Your Peak Library is a site I literally had built for you, with you in mind, the viewer, the listener, the entrepreneur, the small business owner, the big business owner, ones who are looking to achieve success or extend and improve the success they currently have. And what I did was I compiled a list of books that I personally have read, number one, and number two, that had profound impact on my life, whether it be through business or on the personal side. And so I compiled a list of about 40 books in this list right here. I'm way behind in updating this list. The purpose of it is so that you do not have to guess. You can go to this site knowing at least one other successful entrepreneur had vetted these books prior to going in. So now you're not just throwing darts at a dartboard, hoping you hit a bullseye. Now your probability of reading something that will have impact on you has greatly increased by just going to this resource. So again, write it down. It's reachyourpeaklibrary.com. There's nothing for sale on there. You can click a button and buy a book from there, but it goes straight to, I think it's Amazon to buy the book. So reachyourpeaklibrary.com. My gift to all of you wonderful people who have tuned in. Thank you. I see the comments flying in already. Can't wait to get to those. Before we do that, though, it is time. I think it's time to bring on our special guest. Yes, it's got to happen right now. Here we go. Are you ready?
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only Kelly Noble Mirabella. How are you doing tonight?
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm doing so, I cannot tell you how excited. I've been waiting for this show for so long. I don't know how long ago we booked this, but it's finally here. You are so immensely amazing. Just talking to you for a brief time before the show, finally, some one-on-one time. I've been stalking you everywhere on Facebook, ManyChat, and everywhere else, and just your brilliance is amazing, and I can't wait to share you with everyone. Right before I formally introduce you, though, if you don't mind, real quick, I want to remind everyone watching that if they stay on to the end of the show watching live, must watch live, we will show you a way you can win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort in Mexico. I didn't ask her to do that. That's pretty cool. Compliments of our wonderful friends at powertexting.com, Miss Vanna Mirabella. I love it. And that will be displayed or revealed at the end of the show. Near the end of the show, you'll be able to enter instantly through your phone. So stick with us for that. It's phenomenal. And it's a real vacation. You're not going to get shanghaied into a pitch on a, what do they call it, timeshare? Nothing like that. It's a bona fide, wonderful vacation stay. All right. Now it's time. Kelly Noble Mirabella is an international speaker and sought-after messenger marketing educator with more than 11 years of digital marketing experience. I know she doesn't look old enough. I get it. With a flair for fun, Kelly brings her unique and engaging style to her Baby Got Bot training videos and messenger campaigns. Owner of Stellar Media Marketing, Kelly is a ManyChat Agency Partner. This is important. Marketing expert certified educational partner and the trainer for the new ManyChat course. With that, formally and officially, I welcome thee to the stage. Kelly, how are you doing again tonight?
I'm good. Thank you. This is really funny because I don't know if you can hear this, but this entire time we've been backstage talking and it's been quiet in my house. As soon as I came on camera, my kids started knocking on the door of my office. Like, can you hear that?
All that is opportunity knocking. We're good.
Oh, that's what it is.
I'm glad they knew to do that right on cue. That's perfect.
Timing is perfection.
Yes, we have some folks coming on. I want to say hi. Simon James says hello. Yes. And then there's, oh, look at this. She is loving it. And George.
George Demanis is my photographer.
Sweet. Thanks for coming on, George. We appreciate you coming on. So grateful. So, Kelly, you are crushing it. There's no doubt about it. I see you everywhere. There's no way I can go anywhere without seeing your face somewhere. And that's a good thing. That means you're doing the marketing properly. And, you've got these great accolades, and I want to get into that in a moment about how this came to be that you are the go-to trainer for ManyChat, and that you are their exclusive trainer for them. And that's phenomenal. But I like to dive in deeper in the beginning and find out really what makes you a very successful entrepreneur. What makes you tick from that big, beautiful brain right there? And what's going on in there that actually is giving you the results that
you don't want to know everything.
What's that?
There's a lot that's going on in there. I don't know if you want to know everything.
I think everyone wants to know everything that's going on.
I'm opening the vault.
That's good. So yeah, just to start it off, like when you get up in the morning, entrepreneurialism is not, well, is it that easy? Kelly, I'll ask you that. Is it easy?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's fun, but I don't know if I would label it easy.
Totally concur. And with that, so it takes a certain degree of motivation and drive to excel, just to get over the hump first, to break even, and then to excel like you are. So in the morning, when you get up and you start coming to and you're realizing the day is ahead, you start to get that excitement brewing. What is it that motivates you, Kelly, when you get up in the morning and say, all right, this is another day. These are the things I'm going to get done. What keeps you driven and getting through all those hard times?
Well, I thought you were going to ask me what gets you motivated to get out of bed. And I was going to say my 4-year-old and her cold, icy hands asking for breakfast. But besides that, I am motivated to continue to show up for my audience and my community and do the things I do because I just freaking love it. Number one, and I am not a good employee. I do not like bosses. I am a boss. So I think that sometimes there are people that simply just are not meant to work for others and they really need to hold their own destiny. I tend to get really bored easily and I like to be able to control what I'm working on and that sort of thing. So my biggest motivation is probably first and foremost that I really enjoy what I do. And so I'm like, yeah, I get to get up. I'm excited, and I get to go work on these things that I work on. But I've always from the get-go, and I think especially in the beginning, it's so important that you have the why. That's what we call it, right? What is your why? And from the beginning, it's important because the very beginning of your entrepreneurial journey is the hardest. It's never necessarily easy, but it's definitely harder in the beginning. And the thing that always drove me is this idea of the fact that I like flexibility in my life and with my family. I joke about my kids knocking on the door and stuff, but it's nice to be able to stop what I'm doing and go hang out with them. And especially in the times that we're living in today, I'm homeschooling 2 kids. It wasn't as much of a drastic change because my why has always been my family, making sure I can provide my time for them. It's not always about how much money I make, but I could stop anytime and take them to dance class, or I could go, take them to the pool in the summer. And that's a big motivator for me to stay an entrepreneur forever.
I love that. I like to use one word for it, and it's liberation. It gives you that freedom.
Freedom.
I mean, it starts and ends with you. So you're in control. And when I don't get that you meant control freak because you don't come off that way. It's like you're in control of your own situation. You're in control of your own destiny. That's what I got from that.
Yeah.
Versus a corporate employee where you're not in control of anything except getting to work on time and staying until the buzzer sounds or whatever it is. You have very little control. Someone else is pulling the strings and we are just puppets at that point. When you're an entrepreneur leading, and you're leading the charge, whether it's just you by yourself or a team, the cool thing is the creativity that we all have gets to flourish. Yeah. And the decisions you make, you learn how to make better decisions as time goes on. You make mistakes and learn from them. It's just so much more invigorating and fun than showing up as a drone or a robot. And please, employees of corporations, God bless you. I love you all. I love you all. Nothing against that. It's just as an entrepreneurs are a rare breed. Yes.
Yeah, it's just not for me. But, like my husband, he works for a corporation and he loves it. He loves being a supervisor. He loves being around everybody. He would never want to be an entrepreneur. So it's just not for everyone, but it's for me.
And that is so true. I mean, how many times have you seen someone, Kelly, and you're like, you see that they're in a corporate job, and this is excluding your husband. They're unhappy, right?
Yeah.
They're unhappy with their situation.
Yes.
And you just want for them so badly what you know you have.
Yes.
But they just
All
will
the
not.
time.
It said, that's not for me. And you're like, yeah, but, and you just finally have to say, all right, I'll plant the seed, but then I'm going to walk away.
Exactly. No, I've had that conversation with so many people. I'm like, please look at this option.
The grass is greener over here.
It's amazing.
You have to weed it a little bit now and then, but it's greener.
Yeah. Nice garden.
Yes. Fantastic. We were talking, or I was opening up with the importance of mind and body and business. And so when it comes to body, so I always like to say the mind and body are a team, and more importantly, they are your team. And so if any one member of a team is not pulling their weight, no pun intended, then the team as a whole suffers. And so mindset is very important. So is taking care of one's body. How important is it to you? How important is physical fitness to both your business and your personal life?
Oh my gosh. So important. I will admit I haven't worked out in like over a week because we are in adjustment stage right now. But I definitely can tell the difference in my mood and my productivity, in the way I interact with my family members, with my clients. My creativity is just so much better when I'm healthy and when I'm continually working out. I actually use an app on my phone and I work out several times a week. And even sometimes my husband will work out at home. So we like pick each other's workouts sometimes. But both my husband and I were very health conscious in terms of making sure that we are physically fit, and that makes such a difference in every part of your life. So if you're kind of on the fence about, I don't want to be healthy, or everyone always wants to be healthy, but they don't actually take the step to work out, just push through it, because I never feel more amazing than when I'm actually getting up and it starts so I do it like first thing in the morning, because it's literally, I'm such a workaholic that if I start working, I won't, some people are like, I'll stop and work out for lunch. Not me. I will work through lunch. That's how much I love what I do. But I usually will work out first thing in the morning, and then it'll start my day off. It's just like a really good way to start the day.
Couldn't agree more. And it's, I always liken it to the best drug you could ever take that doesn't have any side effects, bad side effects.
True.
I mean,
it's so good.
It's amazing. If only people knew.
I know. Well, it's funny too. I think even people who love working out, like, you become addicted to it in a sense. You're like this, I love this feeling. But if you stop working out for like a week, you're just like, it's horrible. I don't want to. It's like you forget. And so you have to just peel off the Band-Aid and just go work out for a week. And then you'll start feeling amazing and you'll want to keep doing it. And the more you do it, the more you want to do it. It's kind of awesome.
It's like, for me, like if I go a week, that's a long time. And then I just start feeling like mush. You feel it.
You
and
do.
It's like, it's not like, and it's like, I don't know if I want to, but God, I know I have to. And I don't like the way I'm feeling. And that drives me more than sitting around and feeling more like mush every single day. So it's very important. I'm so grateful that you have it valued that high. Not everybody talks about it with as much passion as you, and I appreciate that. I used to be in the fitness industry for about 7 years.
Oh, wow.
And I understand fully everything you just said. And let's be a beacon for those who are not aware yet that, there are so many studies that have been done about exercise, and you don't have to listen, guys, you don't have to become a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. No. That's not the point. And ladies, you don't have to be a supermodel or look as fabulous as Kelly here. That's not the point. It's getting out and moving on a regular basis, doing it over and over.
Yeah.
You don't have to work out 7 days a week. Just get on a regimen.
No. And I actually wouldn't suggest doing, a lot of people, when they start a goal, they'll be like, I'll work out every day. I don't suggest people do that, because you get burnt out and you push too hard. So, find things that you enjoy. Like I mentioned before, I get bored easily. So I like the app I use, someone was asking, Celia was asking what app I use. It's called the Sweat app. And it's actually a program for women, and they have so many different programs, and you could do it at home with very little equipment. And they've got a yoga program, and they have a weightlifting program and a HIIT program. So I like to do that. And then I'll like to do yoga one day, or I'll have my husband, have me work out with him, and he does totally different things. So mix it up, find the things that you enjoy. Some people love being on the bike. I hate it. I hate running. I hate cardio in general. So when I work out, I usually do HIIT workouts, which keeps me in a cardio level, but also I'm mostly doing like working my muscles and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of response on that. So you said Step app?
It's called Sweat. Like I'm
Sweat.
sweating right now.
I
It's the
love it.
Sweat app. Yeah.
That is fantastic. Oh my goodness, an old friend of mine is here. How are you doing, Deborah Reisdorf? But I do want to look as fabulous as Kelly. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love you guys.
Yes. Oh, goodness sakes. They're just rolling in. I love it. Mindy, Coach Mindy, professional
That's
running.
right.
It's been a while. Great to see and hear you. This is amazing. Thank you all for coming on and interacting and commenting. I love this part of the show. I love what I get to do. I get to share this amazing young lady. And I want to dive into what you do, Kelly. I want to spend time on that because I think it's so vitally important for any business owner to understand and grasp the technology around what you train on. Specifically, I'm talking about the ManyChat part of things where you have what they call chatbots, right? It's something I have my team looking into this very moment using ManyChat with Kelly's tutelage. And I can't wait. But would you mind giving us a little overview of exactly what that is all about and how it can impact one's business? You were telling me about a live show that you can really use it for. We'll talk more about that later.
Sure.
But how for businesses, how can it impact people and how easy is it to get started?
So messenger bots can be used in so many ways. In fact, most people who end up chatting with me for just a little bit on messenger bots, whether in a one-on-one or they come into one of these things, I kind of open their eyes to it because a lot of people have these conceptions, right, of what they think they are and that they're annoying and spammy and boring and you can only use them for FAQs. And it's like, I don't need that. I've had people say, well, I'm a consultant. I would never use that. So I just want to clear the air that there are just a plethora of ways that you can use messenger bots. And it's really only limited by your imagination. For me personally, I use them as a way to automate a lot of my business so that I can basically be more productive, including some things that you're going to be able to experience later on in the show to get some goodies from me. So stay tuned for that. But I use them to onboard people for different programs. I use them for registration. You can use them to qualify leads in a sales process. You can use them on the Facebook Lives. We could talk about that more. But they've been proven to not only help me, but also my clients and so many people that I've trained. And there's so many ways. And actually, there's a really cool case study right now that the hospitals in Philippines are actually using ManyChat, the company that is my client, to build messenger bots to help people with diagnosis to see if they need to be tested for the COVID. And so there's like just so many ways that we can help businesses, whether it's now or anytime, to help solve problems like never before. So yeah, I'm kind of a geek when it comes to messenger bots because there's so many cool opportunities.
And I love the fact that you addressed head on, that it looks fake, that you get that kind of response.
Yeah.
And that's a common, I would think that would be a common objection to anything like that automated. And I've interacted and seen some of yours, and it's like I'm talking to somebody, and you've craftily put it in like delays on purpose. So, some of them you can tell are done by newbies where as soon as you hit the character, before you hit character turn, you get a response, right? It's like, bam, like how'd you do that so fast? Oh, okay. It's a bot. And then you integrate other things that I don't see others doing, like video. And it's just, you take it to another level that I've ever seen in anyone. And so what is a perfect application for this? Like an example, maybe of a company or a client you've helped recently?
There's so many. Well, my big focus right now is Facebook Live and getting more people into how do you tap into Facebook's algorithm. It doesn't really matter if it's Facebook Live or a video or whatever. How do you tap into organic algorithm right now? And at its very basic elements, Facebook's algorithm is triggered by engagement. So essentially, I'm going to do a Facebook Live and Facebook's going to send out to my audience only about whatever they say that your reach is. Like some people might have 10% reach, some people have 1% reach. Let's say they send it to 10 people. And if those 10 people engage with it, they comment, they like, they share, they're signaling to Facebook, yo, this is awesome. We want to see more. And Facebook's like, hey, people like this. We're going to send it out to a couple more people. So they widen that net, if you will. And then if those people engage, then they widen and widen and widen. And so what I did was I created a messenger bot strategy that allowed us to tap into triggering the algorithm. So first and foremost, the bot helps register people for the upcoming presentation or the live, right? So usually you would mark it like this screen and they would say, I'm interested, and you would rely on Facebook to send the notification. The thing is Facebook has proven not to always send the notification to everybody, even when they type, I'm interested. So instead, you can create what's called a ref URL, which is just a URL. You guys are going to see one later on in the show. And you would market it wherever you want to market, across platform, in your email, whatever you're into. People can click on that messenger, and you just are very upfront with people. Hey, this is going to open into Messenger. Open it up and say, this is what the show's about. Would you like us to notify you when we go live? Yes, they click it. And then now they've basically registered, and you can send them reminders for when you go live. So now we have all these people that we're capturing from our organic marketing, our advertising, however you want to do it. They're coming in. So even from the get-go, we are signaling to Facebook, this is a great product. This is a good show. This is something that needs to be spread out or shared out, because a whole bunch of people are going to show up at once. And right away, because of the nature of Facebook Live, people are interacting with it. Well, in the strategy, I also teach how you can basically trigger people to comment in order to get a guide, or what I call a no-brainer offer. People might call them like irresistible offers, whatever you're into. It's an offer and it ties into whatever you're doing. And so people will comment, and there's something called a comment growth tool. Comment growth tool is just a fancy word for, you comment a specific word, my messenger bot pops up right away and says, hey, here's that thing I promised you. Well, then I also add a sprinkling of other little things, which you're going to learn about a little bit later. And you can actually get people to share out your presentation and engage more and keep triggering that organic signal to Facebook. And all of the brands that I did case studies on, every single one of them, no matter the size of the page and how new or how consistent they were with their Facebooks, had gotten 10 times or more distribution, shares, comments, and reach. And it was because of these strategies. And actually, if Bella Vasta is still here, I don't know, she's a busy lady, so she might have popped out, but her page was one of them. And we got 229 times the distribution. She got over 46, I think, shares. She said is the most shares she's ever done. And she continues to use this strategy and get amazing numbers. So these are ways that we can use organically messenger bots to deliver for our audience that also helps trigger that algorithm that everyone's always saying is dead, but it's not. You just need to have the keys. Guess who's got the keys, everybody?
Yeah. Kelly has the keys. Goodness sakes. Oh my goodness. Hey, we have visitors from Australia.
Oh, hi, Laura.
Fantastic. This is an old buddy of mine. I used to have a show long ago. Thank you for the feedback, Gene. Yeah, I think technology has helped a lot of that. I appreciate that. Definitely. Kelly has the best comment growth tools. Yes.
Thanks, George.
And I wanted to just point something out to everyone watching and listening. Did you notice the passion level of Kelly?
I get a little nerdy.
But did you notice it amp up? And that's a good thing. You know, she opened the show, or her part was, I get excited because of what I get to do, you know, and I get excited because I get to do all of this. And you can see she really means it. She is very passionate. And I think it's important for people to understand that it's very important for you to be passionate about what you've chosen to do. And I'm a perfect case in point. The fitness business, I was passionate about it. Interestingly, I didn't know that there was something else I was even more passionate about, which I've been doing for now almost a year. And it's taking off like I've never seen or could have ever imagined. And that's because the passion's behind it. The passion will drive your business.
Absolutely.
It's amazing, isn't it, Kelly? It's like,
yeah, absolutely. It makes all the difference in the world. You can be really good at things and enjoy them. But when you tap into things that you're like naturally passionate about, I know George Demanis is in here. We actually just talked to George and I were just talking about this because he's done journalism. He's done social media management. There's my boy right there, George Demanis. And he has been doing more with photography. I mentioned he's my photographer, and you can just see the difference in him and the excitement and in the product he's putting out. So it's a true story. Like, you could be good at things and enjoy things, but when you find things you're passionate about, it makes a world of difference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. And, if you get up and you're not excited about the day, then that might be a sign right there.
Right.
I can't wait. I mean, like you, if I don't get the workout in the morning, it ain't happening. Because
you're like, I just want to work.
Yes. And the second I turn on the computer, that's it. I'm done for probably 12, 14. I might eat now and then. I might go to the bathroom.
Right.
I might go. But I'm telling you, I love so much what I get to do. Every facet of it. There's not one part of it that I dread. And like totally dread. There's certain things I don't like doing, and then I'll just scale.
There's very little where I'm upset about. I remember working in the world of corporate or whatever you want to call it, working for the man, and Sunday would come, and I would have such dread about the next day, right? And I did that for years, and I think back to that, and I'm like, I don't have days like that at all. Because I am the master of my universe. If I don't like a client and they're stressing me out, guess what? Bye, Felicia. I have fired clients before because they're overbearing or micromanage. You get to choose. And I've definitely constructed my life in a way that I wake up excited every day and never have that dread. If I'm having dread, it's usually with my kids like trying to kill themselves or something. And if you have kids, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're adults, but still sometimes.
You're like, I remember I'm having PTSD.
Oh, but fire your clients. That was great. That really stuck in my head because
yes, do it.
Equally as important as it is to bring on clients, it is just as important to know when to release them and say, or really to vet them up front and determine if they're a fit. And not just be in a scarcity mindset and say, well, if you have a heartbeat and a credit card, I'll take you. That's a recipe for failure right there.
Yep.
I'm glad you said that because so many will just, and like you said in the beginning, it's hard and you are going to have, it's human nature. You're going to have more of
you have to do what you got to do in the beginning. Right, and I told that to anyone starting out, man. When I started my business, this was 10 years ago, actually it was like 9 years ago before I was an official business, 11 years, one extra year, math, I did everything. I used to do like Craigslist listings. I'm a fast typer, so I would do transcription. This is before Rev. And I would do what I had to do to pay the bills, so I understand that there is a period in entrepreneurship where, yes, you have to do the job. You've got to take clients you might not be happy with, but that doesn't mean you have to be stuck there. You should always be growing and always should be transitioning so that you're raising your prices, you're vetting your people better, you're bringing in clients, and you're willing to let go of the clients that are toxic. And I think a lot of time that's very fear driven, right? Like, I don't want to let go of this. How am I going to get more money or new clients? Sometimes they're taking up so much time that it's impossible to find better clients. So sometimes cutting them loose and just, going for it.
Yeah. And the same can be said also of your personal relationships.
Yes.
To weed out the toxins in that area. And it's not easy to do. I've done it and I don't like it. It's almost like breaking up with a loved one or something. And, but you know what, at the end of the day, I always say you're either with me or you're not, it's one or the other. There's no in between. And if you're not all the way with me, and I get it, not everybody's going to be, I'm sorry, it's time to part ways. And you got to take care of yourself and you got to take care of yourself first, or the rest will tumble like dominoes. I mean, it's so true. Like you say, it can be such a time suck that you don't have time for anything else or energy. Yep. It just drains you.
Exactly. If you're feeling drained by a client, if you have anxiety, if you're feeling sick to your stomach because of a client and you're like, I'm dreading talking to them, it's time to let them go, sweetheart. Please, I am begging you.
Can you relate?
I'm telling you, there is a world of amazing clients out there, like a world of them. I have worked with them firsthand, and it makes all the difference in your happiness, in how you interact with your kids, with your friends, with your significant other. It is like poison that you need to pull out, because once you start living the life that is like you are in control, you have the clients you want, everything falls into place, and you will wake up every day pumped like I am right now.
I can tell. Yeah, and there's some cool tips and strategies. I'd like to learn yours too, Kelly. One thing I use is online forms, and before someone can take my time on the telephone, I take them through. I say, if you can fill out this form, then I will determine whether or not what my time availability is, and have them fill it out. And if they answer the questions properly, then I will manually review them. It's not like a book. Sure. And then I will either give them the link or I won't, but it'll all be automated because certain questions will trigger certain things or answers. That's one way. I do this with onboarding new apprentices that work with me as well. They go through a 50-plus-minute series of videos and questions before I will even pick up the phone and interview with them. And so if they go and then they must submit a video of 3 to 5 minutes of why they deserve to be or why they should be the next Reach Your Peak apprentice. And those that go all the way through, I have not had one dud, Kelly, not one.
Gotta get rid of
invaluable. And so, yeah, you talk about passion. I'm getting goosebumps. You can't see them because I'm all covered up, but definitely. Yeah, Celia can feel it. She had one of those today.
Gotta let them go. I mean, everyone has a bad day, but if bad days turn into bad weeks, turn into bad months, you gotta let them go.
Absolutely. My goodness. Thank you all for all the comments. Laura, I love this message about clients. I just have clients. Let's see. I have just had this chat with someone about this topic. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Mr. Biz Ken Wentworth is on LinkedIn and saying great stuff. Clarissa Burt, she is a international supermodel who is watching from LinkedIn as well. I'm just loving all these people coming on and joining in on the fun. And Kelly, I want to know more. Tell me more. Everything about automation. So I was coined the automation master by a close friend. So I said, I'm going to take that title. I like that.
That's awesome.
So when you were talking, my geek needle was pegged. I mean, and everyone else probably going, what are you talking about? It's like, oh my goodness, this is valuable, powerful stuff. I cannot wait to utilize it going forward, because I have not been. It's like this missing pot of gold that I just found the leprechaun, and her name is Kelly. Hey,
I have the keys to the algorithm. Watch out.
Yeah, and her name's Kelly, and that's an Irish name. I love it. So,
it is. And I'm even wearing green.
You are, man.
With a gold necklace. I am here for this.
It was meant to be.
It was.
So when I was talking in the beginning about the different skill sets to run a business and if you can delegate, you still, as a solopreneur, you must acquire your own skills. And some of them, many of us are born with a lot of skill sets, and some we're better at than others.
Yeah.
And so some need to be nurtured and improved. But for you personally, Kelly, what would you say for you, or if you were to name 3 of them, what would be the top 3 skills that are necessary for you to be where you're at, to be a successful entrepreneur?
So I like to call myself a high functioning entrepreneur. And I say that because I have a tendency to get a lot done in a very short amount of time. And so people are constantly like, how do you get this all done? And I'm like, I think that that's a natural thing for me. It's something that I've always been able to, even when I worked for other people, I would go and ask for more. I need more to do. I have to be busy. And so I get a lot done. You guys always see me putting out video and doing something for clients and, what else can I do? What else can I do? And so I definitely go to my max. So one of my skill sets is being this high functioning, being able to get a lot done. I don't know what else you would call that in terms of like a one-word skill. I think the other thing is adaptability. This is something I have as a very natural key thing in my life, is this ability to adapt and pivot very easily. I think it's important, maybe not for every entrepreneur, but absolutely in the digital marketing space, you absolutely have to have the ability to pivot and adapt and do fairly quickly and be okay with that, because it's constantly changing. So even with this whole thing with the COVID going on and things are getting shut down and kids are being thrown at me, now I'm a homeschool mom. I adapted. I was like, I took like 2 days to freak out. And now I'm like, let's get her done, you know? And I think that's a really strong trait. So being able to adapt in that flexibility is really important in my world. And also I think, gosh, there's so many. I'm going to say like resilience is a really important trait to have as well. And what I mean by that is like, you can't let the hard times get you down, because when you are an entrepreneur, it can be a very long road. It can be bumpy. It can be lonely. And I think that you always have to have a resilience and a vision for where you want to go and why you're going there. So being resilient and really just pushing through those times is an important trait to have if you want to be the captain of your destiny, so to speak.
Those are powerful, especially I love the resilience, high functioning. That's interesting. Very interesting. We are very similar in so many ways. It's
I don't know how to teach that. People are always asking me, they're like, Kelly, you should do a class on how you get everything done. I'm like, I don't know how I do it. I honestly have no idea.
I think a big part of it comes with the combination of passion and drive. And
if you love what you do, you're just like, okay, let's get it done. I will say, you know, to his credit, I must give my husband a shout out, because we are an awesome team. He does not understand what I do, and I certainly don't understand what he does, but we understand that supporting each other is certainly going to help us both succeed. And I don't think all entrepreneurs have a partner in crime. So it's important to find someone or a group of people that can support you, because you certainly can't be alone in everything. You know, it definitely helps to have someone who can guide you, support you, get you through the hard times, and also just bounce ideas around, and even take your kids when they need to be off somewhere else so mommy can do her Facebook Lives.
There you go. I love it. And I have a question coming up for you with relation to that in just a second. Cool. That was brought in by one of our viewers. Awesome. And so Colleen, to answer your question, she says, I'm very interested in learning more. I'm from Mount Vernon, Washington. Stick on to the end, and we're going to give you direct access to this lovely lady right here. And she's got a wonderful gift that it'll catapult your learning immediately. I know, because I am absorbing it myself. It's that good. It is really good. But a question came in that's right down the path of the kids. Okay. And so Laura asks, how do you manage your time with kids and business to make it all happen? That's a phenomenal question.
I love this question because I actually thrive on helping moms figure this stuff out, right? This is not the first time I've been asked this question, by the way. So I don't think there's one answer that will work for everyone, but I can tell you what works for me, and then you can try it out. I believe in organizing your time. I actually, if anyone wants to like get the full set of my tips, I have a video that I released 2 weeks ago on my YouTube channel. That is, I think it's 5 or 7 tips for working at home. And the 7th tip is the one I'm going to give you right now, which is the most important tip when you have kids. So what you need to do is understand that there is times, or there is work that needs to be done with no interruption. For me, it's shooting video or being live and doing interviews. You know, no interruption is best. Otherwise, I have to keep restarting the video and it never gets done. Then there is work that needs no interruption, but can take interruption. So maybe I'm editing video and, you know, I just need to focus, more focus driven. So I can't take constant interruptions. I can't have the TV or the kids running around. So there's no interruption. I need focus. But if a kid walks in and asks me a question, no big deal. And then there's the stuff I can do just while I'm on my laptop and the kids are watching TV or playing outside at the park or wherever. And I could just do it from either my phone or my laptop. So I organize into these 3 things, and then I organize my day based off those things. So I know in my world, for instance, even now with my kids home, the morning is generally homeschool time. I've purposely scheduled it because that's when I'm usually best to deal with my kids because I have more patience in the morning. Especially after working out. And so I will use that time as more of, I'm just focusing on them. And I think it's very important that when you have kids, you give them undivided time and sprinkle that throughout the day, which I do. Otherwise, they're going to be like, mommy, 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 daddy, daddy, right? And you're like, I just need to give you 5 minutes, right? That's really all they need. So the morning is very dedicated to them, but we switch up their schedule as a homeschool. This is a unique time. Usually they go to school, and that's mommy's work, uninterrupted work time. But right now, we do these things. Well, some of the things that they have to do are hands-on. I have to help them. They're young kids. I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. But some of them, they play like a game. The school actually gives them these apps. And I know that they are absorbed in that thing for a good 30 minutes. So that is my time for doing focused work, because I know that they might have to run in, or I have to keep an ear out just in case. Now, my youngest daughter takes a nap, which is quiet time for my oldest daughter. And that nap generally lasts for 1 hour and 30 minutes. So that is mama's focus time. Nobody bugs me. Well, sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. So fortunately, I have a husband, and on the weekends, if I need to catch up on that focus time, he will do that. And then I have the time where I just have my laptop out and maybe the kids are doing whatever they're doing. And that's usually stuff like scheduling out, or I'm throwing together some graphics on Canva or what have you. But the most important thing is to understand that you have basically 3 different types of work, and that you need to spread it out based off of your daily schedule with your kids, and also making sure that you do give them time, especially with the younger they are, because they need to understand that you care for them. And, I think it's important for kids to see you working. So never feel guilty about working, but definitely you need to make sure that you are giving them time throughout the day that is undivided. My phone is down. I'm not looking at Facebook. I am swinging them on a swing. I am playing a bowling game. We do Wii bowling, or we're dancing together, and it is undivided time. But just separating those time, schedule everything out.
Fantastic.
Woo!
She said she did watch these
Watch
tips.
the video. Yeah.
Yeah. So your YouTube channel, does it have a name, or is it like a bunch of different characters and numbers like mine?
No, it's got a name. It's Stellar 24/7. You actually can see me everywhere at Stellar 24/7. So if you go to youtube.com/Stellar 24/7, that's STELLAR, and then the numbers, like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
Anyways, so that's most of the stuff on that channel is dedicated to messenger bots, but I've started to release other content on as well. So
I'm glad you brought that up. What a perfect segue. You read my mind.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
That is awesome. No, it was fully scripted. I'm reading along with you. No, it's not. So you are expert at chatbots. What else do you, I know you do other things in your business and provide other services. What are those? I'm definitely curious, genuinely.
I know most people don't realize I have like all these other things I do. Actually, I actually pay the bills with other things. That's the funny thing. I'm known for messenger bots, but I don't do builds for people unless I really want to work with a company. And it's usually a larger company because they're the ones who can afford me. But I've been in digital marketing for 14 years. I've owned my business for 10, and my business has always been based on social media marketing. Okay. So I do social media management, I do consulting, I do one-on-one training. And so, yeah, that's kind of where the basis of my business has always been, is more of a digital marketing, email marketing, that sort of thing. So I kind of give them the full packages. I do all these things. Now, that being said, this past year, I have kind of transitioned away from doing as much social media management. I've kind of come to this place in my business where, as I alluded to before, I get to do exactly what I want to do. So nowadays, the bills are paid by doing video, and not only my own video, but video for other companies, where I get to script, shoot, use my own personality, and create video. ManyChat being my main client right now, where I get to do all that for them and do educational videos, YouTube videos, and that sort of thing. And that's stuff I really, really enjoy. So that's where I make most of my money, that and through my courses and one-on-one training and consulting for both messenger bots and social media marketing.
Fantastic.
I'm all over. People are like, what do you do? I'm like, it's easier to tell you what I don't do.
Oh, and yes, on that note, we were talking before the show. I think this is important for people to understand that, you are so gifted and so talented in so many areas. And in the beginning, you were going and handling all of these areas. So what happened? I just wanted to hear it in your words. Yeah. What happened and you transitioned?
Yeah, so I was kind of the master of everything, right? So I had courses on everything. I offered all the social media platforms as services, and I would do trainings on Pinterest and Instagram and like whatever anyone needed. And I did that for a really long time. Probably, let's see, I've been in business 9 or 10 years. So 9 years, that was my life, is the master of everything. And then about a year and a half ago, I was coached by the amazing Andrew and Pete, and really took this more focused approach to my business. And I've kind of let things like, I don't focus on, we talked about LinkedIn. I'm just saying, whatever. And Pinterest, I might post there every once in a while. I'll post my YouTube videos, but I put all of my focus on 3 things. Messenger bots, which is my expertise. I went all in on that. YouTube, which is the main platform where I host all my messenger bot trainings, and Facebook groups, which is where I keep my community. And for those of you who are in my Facebook group, I put a lot of energy into my Facebook group. And because I have focused on those things, I've been able to really blow up my brand. I mean, I did all those things for so long, and I've been told I'm like the encyclopedia of digital marketing. I know all these things, but nobody cared until I became focused on one thing. So it's just interesting how sometimes you need to have more focus in what you do in order to find true success.
And I appreciate you bringing that up. I think that can help so many people. I have a very close friend who used to be like that and was, shiny object syndrome, squirrel, all that wrapped up. And just like you, incredibly talented and gifted in so many areas. And I would just watch on and just almost in sorrow and say, gosh, if you only focused on one area.
Yeah.
And they're doing that now.
It took me forever to figure that out.
Yeah. And it's difficult because you love it all. You like
do, yeah. And you feel like the thing is, like, people still ask me to do all these things. People are like, well, can you teach us how to edit video, or can you teach us how to do this and that? And I'm like, I could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to choose to say no. And by the way, my favorite word is no. And I think everyone's favorite word should be no right now, because I'm seeing a lot of burnt out entrepreneurs, especially in the digital marketing space right now, giving way too much to people because they feel guilty or they feel like they have to. And I'm saying right now, talking about the mind-body connection, no, my friends. No is a magical word for you as an individual. It is also useful for the people that you're saying no to, because then they only miss out on you giving half-ass. So
I love it. I'm going to quote you on that one.
Do it.
Put it up everywhere. But the key there was to focus. And
absolutely.
I'm so glad you brought that up. It's just, that is another toxic part of an entrepreneur that can be, if it's allowed to, fester, grow, it can really pull you down. You'll get burned out so fast.
If you're pulled everywhere, you can't really give your best to something. And so I would definitely recommend people really trying to dive into the thing that they really want to focus on, and you're probably going to see some success pretty quickly.
It's so true. And for those that, gosh, dope, I want to do it all. Well, okay, start with one like Kelly's doing, and then master it, then train someone else fully, and then walk away as much as you can, and then move on to the next one. And this is how you form a team and scale. And now you can be involved in all of the decision-making of your business, but you don't have to work in it as much. You can work on it more and spread it and scale it, because here, people like Kelly need to be exposed to more people, marketing, because of what she offers is amazing. I have not come close to mastering chatbots or messenger bots of any kind. I just listening to you right now on this show, Kelly, the light bulbs were firing everywhere. And
awesome.
It's wonderful when I knew it existed, but I didn't know all of it. I didn't know the sheer power, and I sensed that there was power, but I didn't know. And then after you just so eloquently and so quickly explained the power of it, and just one example, I'm thinking, oh my freaking goodness. I was thinking of all these use cases as you're saying it. So what Kelly can do for you out there listening, if you haven't already connected with her, and by the way, you'll get an opportunity to do that in a great way here in just a moment. Then definitely reach out to her. We'll give you the information. You can look up her name anywhere. You can find her all over the place, as I have. But I highly recommend you to reach out and connect with her if you're building a business, starting one, if you're improving it. My business has been in existence for over a year now, and I need to expand it. I'm always looking for ways to add additional marketing strategies and ways to automate the business in an integrity-based way. And it sounds like Kelly has figured that out. That's another thing that's great about her. So she did not hire me, by the way. She didn't pay me a dime.
I'm like, keep going. You're doing great.
So here's my philosophy. This show is not about pitching anything. But when I do see something that is worthy of praise and worthy of sharing, I shout it from the rooftops with, unabashedly. That's when it's deserved, then I do that. And I'm just so happy to be able to share you with more people and spread the word, because you impact people in positive ways. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
Thank
and
you.
So, my goodness, can you believe it? We're 5 minutes out. That is not
I know.
right. I think
Time flies when you're having fun.
Well, there's always, we got a few more things to wrap up. There's one last question I love to ask, and I do this of every guest expert that's come on the show. And it's an amazingly powerful question. It's very short,
Okay.
but the responses are what's powerful. And it's somewhat personal, but without getting personal, if that makes sense. And it can be deep or as shallow as you want to make your answer.
Right.
And now she's going, what the heck is he talking about?
No, I'm an open book, whatever.
Yeah. And some people, it takes a while to come up with the answer. If that's the case, that's fine. I doubt it with you. You're probably going to go, wham, I know this. It doesn't matter. There's no competition. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But before we do that, I promised everyone that if they stuck with us live, and many of you have, my goodness, you are amazing people. That's because of this young lady right here. And what I'm going to do is share with you exactly how you can win that 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort in Mexico, or actually a resort of your choosing. There are many to choose from. And this is the point where both Kelly and I give you permission to pull out that other device, unless you're watching on it right now, and that is your phone. So you can do the following to enter to win. And that is, pull out your text messaging app, fire that up on your phone, and type in the number as if it were the name of the person you're sending it to. The number is 661-535, as Kelly does it right now. That's right. 1624. That's 661-535-1624. And then for the message that you're typing, type in the word peak, and that's PEAK. So again, that's 661-535-1624. Type in the message peak. We will randomly select one beautiful, wonderful winner. And I can't wait to see those texts come flying in, because that trip is going to be amazing. And don't worry, this too shall pass. And what am I talking about? Yes, the thing we're going through right now.
We're all going to need a vacation after
That's right, the lockdown. So it will not expire. Just you don't need to actually start the process until the veil has been lifted and we've been allowed to freely move about the country or the world. So it's phenomenal. So you'll have something to look forward to the moment the veil is lifted. That's
nice.
a pretty cool thing. All right. And then right after this question, stick around, because then you're going to get the contact information we've been teasing you with.
Free stuff.
Yeah, free stuff and amazing stuff with Kelly that you need for your business. You need, because I need it. I've got it. I'm going to go deeper with it. Kelly, we're going to have a talk. So here it is. Are you ready for this amazing, incredible,
let's do it,
tremendous, stupendous question of the night?
I feel like we need
Here we go. Kelly Noble Mirabella.
Yes.
How do you define success?
Happiness, my friends. Success is happiness. I think so many people focus on money, and while money can bring you happiness, I think that everyone has a different idea of what success might be, but it almost always ties into how happy am I when I wake up tonight or in the morning, and how happy am I when I go to bed at night? And it's that satisfaction in knowing that you are living the life you're supposed to be living. And I feel like I've hit that success with my happiness level, because I swear I get chills to think about how blessed I am. I want the world to feel what I feel. So that's success to me.
As unique as you are, that is a phenomenal answer. And look, I knew it. I just had a feeling it was going to be like, bam, I'm not going to think about this. And that's cool. You knew exactly. And I love how you actually pointed out it's not about money. And that's the interesting thing I've found with every past guest expert. It's never been about money. And the other great thing is no two answers have been identical yet.
I believe it.
We're approaching show number 90 or so, or plus. I don't even keep track, but we're up there somewhere once a week. So phenomenal. And let's see, we got some comments coming in. Yes, we know. Stephanie, you are so right. So are you.
We were talking all good things about you earlier, Stephanie.
Yes.
Is that when your nose or your ears tickle?
and she was on the show just last week. Yes, and yes, Stephanie with her NLP expertise as well. Yeah, this is phenomenal. Yeah, do great workouts, and that's what my former fitness business I did. I streamed live workouts of myself, and everybody follow along. It was pretty fun. But that is awesome. I want to get people your information now so that they can hook up with your amazing free offer. And I wanted to hand the microphone over to you, so to speak. I'll bring up your site, even though it's a different URL, but I'll bring it up so you'll have a backdrop to chat to it. And then what is it that you are offering these amazing, wonderful people?
That's Polly Latovsky right there. I love her. So I am offering to give everybody the guide. I think it's a 7-page guide. It teaches you how to basically do the example I talked about with Facebook Live. And it's a step-by-step guide to show you how to implement a messenger bot and unlock with the keys, right? The keys, unlock the algorithm. So the guide is essentially the keys. Plus, I have an accompanied mini course with like a video and some other little resources that you can get for 50% off, which is just $10. So you can get it for $10, and it comes with the guide, and it actually walks you step by step on how to build the messenger bot. And it goes through quite a bit more about things you could think about when it comes to lead magnets and offers and the whole gambit. So you get the guide for free no matter what. And you will get the if you want, there's a coupon code. You can go get the $20 mini course for $10. So I know many of the people who are viewing right now are already in there. In fact, some of them are in my boot camp. I'm actually halfway through a boot camp where I live teach you this entire strategy that's in the mini course, but we go even deeper. So it's a great thing. Do it, because everyone who does it finds success.
And there is a URL for them to go to.
Yes. So the URL is actually, this is my website, but the URL, I know you're going to throw that up there real quick, is actually going to open. There it is. stellar247.media/mindbody is actually going to open into my messenger experience. So this is very important, especially if you're on LinkedIn watching or Periscope or anywhere else, to understand that when you go here, this link, it's actually going to open up in Facebook Messenger, and it's going to come from me, Kelly Noble Mirabella. So don't be all like, whoa, what just happened? Set those expectations, people.
I love it. Sweet.
And I'm not even taking your email. Like, it's instant. You're going to get the guide. You click a button, you get the guide instantly, and then I send you the coupon code instantly. So,
and I can personally attest. I've started through the mini course, haven't completed it yet, and just the part I've done already is like, this is amazing. It's quite a, is it a flow? I don't know what it's technically called, like a funnel.
Yeah, there's quite a few flows. It can be a bit of a complicated thing, the first build, but once it's built, it's easy to change for every Facebook Live.
Yeah, and it's phenomenal. I love it. It's simple. Kelly takes you through. She's got her usual high energy, and it's a fun course to go through. So I highly recommend it. I mean, what'd you say, $10?
It's $10 with the coupon. Yeah, it's $20 without the coupon. It's just, I have a lot of little mini courses on my site that you can grab. So I try to just give people what they need.
Yes. And then how do people get connected with you for your boot camp?
So the boot camp is actually on my Thinkific site, which is stellar247.thinkific.com. The boot camp's almost over. I might do another one, but you can still buy into it and get all the resources. I'll probably be doing another boot camp later. But all of my stuff is on the Thinkific site. Okay,
gotcha. I don't have that one ready to roll. Bummer.
Sorry. This was like on the fly.
That's cool. For those of you watching, listening, if you heard that URL, if you wouldn't mind typing it in the comments, wherever you're watching or listening, that would be very helpful. I would love that.
stellar247.thinkific.com.
Thinkific, 247.thinkific.com.
Yeah, and I think you can access it from my website. I don't know. It's been a while since I checked. I should probably be a better marketer.
I love it. This has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
Wow. I've just had such a blast. And don't go away when the camera stops rolling, Kelly, if you don't mind. Sure. We're going to have a chat. And for everyone that came on, thank you so much for engaging with us, with asking all the questions, giving all the comments. I love that we can, all of it, everything. Comments are still flying in. I wasn't at the bottom. My goodness, there's so many more. There you go. Thank you, Pam Curry, Stellar 247, Thinkific, and so cool. And my goodness, everybody's commenting. We even have your wonderful mind body.
Thank
For
you.
the offer. Fantastic. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate you. And most of all, Kelly, I thank you. You've been amazing tonight. You've given stellar value. I can't wait to have our chat. For everyone watching and listening, be sure to tune in next week. We have phenomenal guests every single week. We have viewers coming all the way from Australia, all over, worldwide, guests from England, everywhere. Only the best of the best get to appear on this show. The best of the best. And I appreciate y'all. On behalf of the amazing Kelly Noble Mirabella, this is Brian Kelly, your host of the Mind Body Business Show, saying so long for now. Have a wonderful evening and be blessed, everyone.
Thank you for watching and listening. This has been the Mind Body Business Show with Brian Kelly.